It's like when I have a conversation, it feels like I can't feel nothing. I don't know when that happened. When that change occurred, like I'm just getting there. I feel like I used to be full of feelings and something, but nowadays it's like an emptiness. Just living, day to day. You trying to pull it out of me. You trying to tell me, get me to show you something, show me that I'm in there. I'm in this with you. I feel like I'm in it by myself, you know.
We back. What's good, y'all, and welcome to another Sushi Mob Tower of God review. This review is going to be covering quite a broad stretch of things because a lot has happened in the past month and a half where I've been gone. As you can see, I'm in a new space, doing things a little differently for y'all. And yeah, we're just gonna jump right into it. Today's review is going to be covering from basically the middle of the tag game to the end of the Tower of God season, and I'm just going to talk a little bit briefly about the different mediums in which Tower of God has been put out and my thoughts on those different mediums as well. So, taking off from the tag game, we started off in the middle of the tag game here, and we have switched over to Bam's team, and he's actually taking the little pieces and bits that Kuhn's team has kind of given him as a hint in order to try to finish the game. Remember, Kuhn kind of betrayed his own team in order to make Quant, the sore loser, angry so that he would actually mess up again and let Bam win, which is kind of what happens. Unfortunately, though, Bam's team is made up of entirely traitors. So you have Ho, who wants to betray Bam. He got the note in the mail. You have Dorsey, who just doesn't care. She's just ready to kill everybody. And then you have Harshul and the other guy, I don't exactly remember his name, but they end up betraying Hots right at the beginning. So Quant just sees what's going on. He perceives what's going on. And he's like, yo, this some BS, y'all. I'm about to send these ninjas. So Quant's going in, and Dorsey turns around. She starts betraying people right off the bat. Bam's trying to stop her because he's trying to help Rachel. And then Dorsey's like, why do you care? Like, for real, like, she ain't checking for you, bro. She ain't checking for you. Leave her alone. Let her go. And he's like, nah, man, this is my mission. This is my shonen protagonist vibes, you feel me? So he does that. And Dorsey, shaking her head, she's actually the it person for the team. So she ends up winning and beating Quant. But before that happens, some craziness goes down. Ho ends up betraying Rachel, getting ready to stab her in the back, and Bam has to save her. Now, Quant actually uses a technique on Bam called reverse Shinsu control, and what that does is it actually stops all the Shinsu in your body and reverses it on you. And this is actually going to be a thing later on in the series, but stops Bam right in his tracks, and he's like, I bet you can't replicate that, because that's really the only way you'd be able to save her in time. What does Bam do? Shonen protagonist vibes and flap out, because not all heroes wear capes. Sometimes they wear do-rag. Flap out like that, you know what I'm saying? Like flap out. Yeah, so Bam ends up saving her. Not before she loses access to her legs, though. She does get stabbed, and she loses access to her legs. And Bam's like, Ho, you were my friend. Why would you do that? And Ho's just laying there being a hoe-ass nigga again. And he's like, nah, ain't no friends, B. Ain't no none of that. I don't care about no treaties, no papers we signed. I don't care. And then Ho kills himself. It's suicide, trigger warning. And just stabbed himself in the heart. And he's like, you know what? My journey's over. I couldn't even do the one thing that I thought I could do, which was that. So we can see that the Tower of God is very harsh. That's something that they show you, and then they kind of dampen it with these games. and then they show you again that it's harsh. So then in Dorsey uses her panty powers to overpower Quant. Brooke from One Piece would be much more enthralled with him than Quant was, but Quant was still taken aback, and she ends up stealing his badge, and they end up winning the It game. Then we go over to the next game, which is the final game. And in this game, basically what happens is their job is to prevent these creatures from getting to Rachel and Bam. And before this game actually happens, Bam actually puts his entire test on the line in order to save Rachel because she's injured. She shouldn't be able to climb the tower anymore. And everybody's looking at Bam like, dude, why? And he's like, cause this is my mission. I'm here to protect. I'm here to serve. I'm here to do this for this young lady who taught me everything I know, you know? So Bam ends up sacrificing, going in, seeing the administrator again. And the administrator is actually the person who performs the final test. And this test is to let basically everyone climb the tower. If they fail, then they can't climb the tower. So they are essentially going into this giant eel thing that will spit them back out onto land. And they can't be attacked or hit by any of the other creatures. So the rest of the team's job is to stop all the other creatures from getting there. We see Rock kind of step into a leadership role here, just kind of taking charge and using his strong-headedness to lead the situation. You see Leroux levitating the group. Leroux is really the only true wave controller of the group. He sits back and he really does control the waves and how things move. Actually, I take that back because Huarian is also a really good wave controller. So, moving on. So, then we have the whole princess ordeal. So we have Dorsey and Anak and Shibisu. They end up fighting the bull. The bull is being controlled by Yuga, aka Lopobia Ran. I'm not sure what his actual name is. The point is, he's pretty strong. He's actually an anima. And what that means is in the entire Lopopia family in this story, they actually control animals and creatures. And he goes on to assault Dorsey and Anak very easily because, first of all, they've been weakened by the bull. And secondly, he's ranker. So he starts messing them up real quick, giving them hands. You feel me? Once he gives them hands, they both losing. Shibisu, being the proper scout, goes out and scouts out, and he finds what? A third princess of Jihad. Now, this is funny because Shibisu is not attractive, as told by the Black March, but here he is using his powers to entice the princesses and bring them all together. Yuri shows off her Ha family prowess because she is not able to be hurt by any of Yuga's attacks. And then she actually has Kurdon. Kurdon comes in with the hammer. Hammer down! Hammer down! Reinhardt style. And just earth shatters him into oblivion. Shadow realm. Gone. Done. Destructo. Finito. Finished. Sayonara. You feel me? Yeah, that's the end of Yuga. But, unfortunately, the bull, which is a funny name because it is kind of a BS character. The bull doesn't do very much, but it does force Bam to use some of his wave control powers in front of Rachel, so she kind of sees what his powers are and how they've progressed. Strong boy, strong man, she like, maybe. He reaches out his hand and he's like, Rachel, be with me forever. And she's like,
it's over, Anakin. I have the high ground. You underestimate my power.
I have the high ground now. And she shoves him off. This is Sparta style, and we get that at the end of episode 12. Now, I really liked what they did with this. They had the betrayal, and then they had the episode following that going deep into what Rachel really is and how she really feels on the inside. The reason she pushed him off, jealousy. She wasn't chosen to come into the tower. Head-on, his head ass. He lets her into the tower, but barely. She has to beg him to get into the tower, to the point where she actually watches Bam pass all the tests that she could not pass. And she watches him be brave. She watches him be the shonen protagonist that he is. And she just sits there in awe. Like, that's not fair. That's not fair. He got a princess to come and give him the Black March. And this is all fate that all this is happening. But she doesn't like fate. So she's one who goes against fate. And for that, I honestly, I'm gonna anger a lot of people when I say this, but for that, I salute Rachel. I salute her. Because not very many people can challenge fate. Bam he's rolling right into the hands of fate. He's chasing Rachel. He's kind of one-track minded going into the tower, to the point where he can be manipulated by others. Whereas Rachel, on the other hand, she wants to see those stars, bro. And I'm not a Rachel fan, but I am a Rachel sympathizer. I feel like she is necessary for the story, and I will defend her to a point. I won't defend her to a fault. I will defend her to a point. And I think that she's, in my opinion, still a better character than Endor. I'm not a fan of Endorsing. I don't know. Y'all, you can crucify me. I just don't. I don't care. She got whooped. She can't even sniff Yuri's boots. All right? She can't. Yuri for President 2020. Some other things that we get for characterization in the story, we have our character deaths. We had 3 of them. We have Hull, who dies. We have the boy with the red spike in his head. He dies as well. And then we also have, who else died? Oh, Yuga dies by the hand of Kurta with the hammer down attack. So those are the characters who died. Cat, burglar, Nami, she left. She just quit up and gave up after the tag game, after Ho died. So she's also not going to be in season 2. So those are the characters that have kind of disbanded. The final team, because Bam is quote unquote dead, which we find out he's not, and then we see this long haired guy who kind of looks like Bam, could be his uncle, I don't know, something like that. So the team ends up being Kun, Shibisu, Rachel, Anak, and several others. I would say those, and Rock, I would say those 5 are probably the most important as of right now. The other characters do get stronger, but they kind of don't really fall into the spotlight after that. Well, I take it back. Leroy is also important. He's true wave boy, true waviness, wavy nigga. That's my nigga, Leroy. Sleep on these hoes. Now I'm gonna jump into my thoughts and opinions on how to consume Tower of God. I really did like the English dub. Right now, the English dub is on episode 8 or so. I think that they did a tremendous job at the voice acting. The only character I don't like his English dub actor for is Libero, but other than that, they did a fantastic job. So shout out to them, salute to them. I really like the way that they do the voice acting for Han Sung-yu. He's amazing. So one other thing I didn't touch on for characterization, Libero and Quant are both fired. So they actually just end up searching for the truth. And Han Sung-yu has been hiding something from them. So this is something that we're going to get into in season 2. I'm not really going to explain it as of right now because that would be spoilers at this point. So just know that there's something going on with Han Sung-yu. He's this coffee drinking fanatic. Something's up with him. He's different. He's built different. He's not like these other niggas. All right? So yeah, overall, I think this first season was a tremendous job. Shout out to Crunchyroll. Shout out to Webtoon for the partnership. Y'all are just fantastic. Y'all are amazing. And keep doing that. Keep up the good work. And yeah, so that's my final wrap up. I know I'm late, but the reality is the Black Lives Matter. The reality is that you got to take care of yourself and secure your own mask before putting the mask on someone else. I know the street's been waiting for me, but I'll see how I'm coming. I'm coming with the new drip. I'm coming with the new swag. I got a couple more videos to drop on y'all. So yeah, just stay with me, keep shining, and yeah, bless up. Salute. Sushi Ma.